my spiritual awakening initiation. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it was kind of scary for me for a little while. One, doing all the research, so learning about all these things, all these entities, different realms, different dimensions. Like, I was like obsessed with knowing everything. And this influencer says that she's hosting a retreat in Bali, Indonesia. And something in me says, I need to be there. And you guys, my world is completely rocked in the best way possible. And I was like, oh my God, you can really make a living doing what you love. Hi guys, this is Nija. Welcome back to my channel. I am in nature, so of course if you hear all the nature sounds, the cars, sirens, airplanes, we're in nature, baby. So I am gonna tell you guys my creation story today. I'm gonna tell you guys my origin story today. I've been making YouTube videos for probably over 15 years now. So you guys have seen my life, you've seen me grow up on the internet. My first YouTube video I made when I was in high school. I was a little high schooler. And now I am an adult, and I wanted to share this video with you about how I got here, how I became spiritually awoken, and what my life looks like now as a result of it. So I wanted to title this video, "This Changed Everything for Me," and I'm gonna share my story, okay? I'm gonna start with when I was in college, when I had my spiritual awakening in college. So I've probably told this story on my channel before, but so I grew up in a Christian household, very devout Christian household. I even served in my church ministry growing up, so I was like pretty devoutly Christian. And one day when I was in college, it was around the time the movie The Secret came out by Rhonda Byrne. And I watched this movie on Netflix, and I don't know why, I can't explain to you why, but I had a massive spiritual awakening after watching that movie. I had a conscious expansion, for lack of a better word, and it felt as if for the first time I could create the life that I wanted. Before I had seen this movie, The Secret, I had no idea that we could create the life that we wanted. Again, coming from a Christian household, in my head I'm like, oh, God is orchestrating everything, we're not choosing anything, everything's predetermined and predestined, and we're just here experiencing life under these parameters. But when I watched the movie The Secret, I became aware of the fact that our thoughts are creating our reality, and it's just a projection. Like, what we're experiencing is a projection back of what we've been creating internally. And for some reason, like, that just like, it rocked my rocker. I don't know what to tell you guys. I had a massive conscious expansion through learning about the law of attraction, and it sent me down this giant rabbit hole of learning all about like these different spiritual concepts, learning about ancient Egypt, and learning about manifestation, and you know, the hermetic principles, and just like doing all kinds of research. I'm like learning about magic and metaphysics, and just reading these books, and just like, oh my God, it felt like a door opened up in my mind, and the world was huge, is what it felt like. Yeah, I'd recommend you guys watching The Secret. You've probably already seen it or read the book by now, but that was my initiation, or my first breakthrough and my come to spirituality. After a while, I realized that Christianity didn't resonate with me anymore, and it really, like, I was grappling with it, because I was like, I don't want to go to hell. Am I being misled? Like, what is this? What is this new age movement? Like, you know, and I'm like learning about crystals and tarot reading and like all kinds of other things. And I really struggled with that too, with like, in my soul, I'm like, what is this thing called tarot? What is, you know, like, what are these tools? But like, growing up in a Christian household, we're like, you can't read tarot cards, that's evil, that's demonic. You can't meditate, that's evil, that's demonic. We don't play with, well, actually crystals were okay because crystals were in the Bible, but like growing up, I couldn't even watch Harry Potter. That's evil, that's demonic. So like, you can't paint your nails black, that's evil, that's demonic. So I'm like releasing myself from this identity. And you know, I really went through it. Like once I was like, oh my god, I've been sinning, I've been reading tarot cards, and I like ran back to the church and gave them my tarot cards and everything like that, because I was really going through it. Like my initiation and my spiritual awakening really scared me. Like I was getting downloads and I'm like, what the heck is this? I'm like getting clairvoyant messages and clairaudient messages, and I'm like, what the heck is this? I was learning about channeling angels and other entities and extraterrestrials and aliens, and like my consciousness was expanding so quickly. It scared me. It scared me. I thought that I was doing the wrong thing. I thought God was gonna come and punish me. Jesus was mad at me because I was learning about all these things. But eventually I grew out of it. Grew out of the fear, because I realized I was learning exactly what my soul wanted me to know at that moment in time. So I'm so grateful to my spiritual awakening. Around this time, so I'm still like in college going through all of this, my spiritual awakening initiation, and it was I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it was kind of scary for me for a little while, especially because one, doing all the research, so learning about all these things, all these entities, different realms, different dimensions, like just like I was like obsessed with knowing everything. But you don't have to be like that. You know, you don't have to consume absolutely everything there is to consume. Just like go by what's interesting to you. You know, this was around, I'm calling it the spiritual YouTuber renaissance, right? I was watching people like Young Pharaoh. I was watching people like Foster eBay. Shout out to Foster eBay. I actually did a video with him. You guys can check it out. It's on my other channel. And just watching my favorite spiritual YouTubers. I used to watch Soluminati. I still watch sometimes Lucid Living TV and Flurbrune, and like all my favorite spiritual YouTubers. There's so many, I couldn't even name them all. But like I just was binging all this content. But again, the fear, my consciousness was expanding so fastly, I didn't even want to be at home by myself because I was afraid, right? I was afraid because of all the information I was consuming. So just something to be aware of when you're going through your spiritual awakening. So fast forward, I'm still in college at this point, and I'm learning to listen to my intuition more and more. And one morning I wake up and I go on Instagram, and this influencer that I follow on Instagram, her name is Dea, she was hosting a retreat to Bali, Indonesia. For those of you guys who don't know, Eat, Pray, Love is my favorite movie, and it is about, so Julia Roberts is in it, and she basically hits rock bottom in her life, and she realizes that she needs to completely reset her whole life. And in the movie, she goes to, not 3 countries, but like she travels to 3 different big places in her life. She goes to Europe, so she like travels around Europe with a bunch of her friends that she meets. She goes to India, and she goes to Bali, Indonesia by the end of the movie. And that's also where she starts the movie, in Bali, Indonesia. And so this is the only thing I knew about Bali, Indonesia, that my favorite movie takes place in Bali, Indonesia, and she meets the love of her life in Bali, Indonesia. And then this morning I wake up and I'm on Instagram scrolling, and this influencer says that she's hosting a retreat in Bali, Indonesia. And something in me says, I need to be there. And so I didn't think too much about it. Like this is, and I'm still a college student, so like I'm fairly young. I'm probably like, I don't know, maybe 18 or 19, maybe about to be 20 if I'm not 20 already, around this time period. And this was my first time ever going out of the country by myself like this. But something in my soul was like, you need to be there. I can't explain it. I just like didn't even second guess it. I'm like, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna go. And so I filled out my little application to go. Guys, when I tell you radical faith, like I didn't even know how I was going to pay to get there. Like I was paying rent at my apartment, paying my tuition for college, but something in me was like, you need to be there and you're gonna be there. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be there. Fast forward, I go to Bali, Indonesia, and I meet this influencer, and I meet a group of people, And you guys, my world is completely rocked in the best way possible. I had no idea people were living like this. People were going to Bali to be digital nomads. People were moving to different countries in like Southeast Asia and other places where the price of living is like significantly less, and they're living their best life. I remember meeting this influencer, and she was younger than me when I had met her, and she had already been to so many different countries, had traveled to so many different continents, and like she was just like the epitome of like if I like put a face to dream life, like that was the face I saw. Like she inspired me so freaking much. Yeah, she really had so much to do with why I think the way that I think now and why I am the way that I am now. But long story short, that trip to Bali, Indonesia was so crazy transformative for me, because it taught me, one, that people are not just doing the 9-to-5 thing. Like this is what we've been told and what we've been taught, but there's some people who are out there really living, like waking up every day and really living, really loving their life. And being in that villa in Bali and just looking around, it like literally shattered, like my mind cracked open, and I was like, this is possible? A girl younger than me has gone to all these countries, has taken all these beautiful pictures in these beautiful places. Like this is possible? You don't have to just like get a job and stay at work. Like this is possible? Like you can email a hotel and tell them, hey, I have this amount of followers on Instagram, can I stay at your hotel for free? And they'll be like, yeah. Or you can email restaurants and say, hey, this is my brand, I have this many followers, can I eat at your place and I'll take pictures and videos for you guys? And they say yeah. What? I had no idea. I had no idea you could, I don't know, like email a popular clothing company and say, hey, this is my name, this is my following, here's my Instagram handle, here's my YouTube channel, can I have some free stuff? And they're like, yeah, take my free stuff. I had no idea people were living like this. This trip changed everything for me. And I had gotten really close with Dea on the trip, and she, you know, basically shared the game with me. Told me, this is how you write emails to reach out to companies, this is how you shoot content, this is how you take pictures, this is how you make yourself look pretty, this is how you pose. I had no idea that creating content could financially liberate me. I had no idea. I had no idea that people were living like this. People were traveling the world because they made content. I had no idea. This changed everything for me. When I came back from that trip in Bali, I said, I can't have a regular job. I can't live a normal life. I remember making a video back then, and I said, I quit my job. I think at the time I was just like a hostess at a restaurant or something. And I was like, I can't do this anymore, because there are people out there who are really living, and it's all because they create content. I was shook. I was so shook. This like really cracked my world open. And again, all started with having a spiritual awakening. All started with opening my consciousness to realize that the world is so much more expansive than what I had been told. Man. Okay. So, fast forward some more. I'm on my journey now of becoming a content creator. I decide I'm gonna make more YouTube videos. I decide I'm gonna start traveling and taking pictures of my traveling and putting it on Instagram, putting it on YouTube and making vlogs. I decide I'm gonna write companies and ask them if they'd like to collaborate with me. And me and Dea hit it off so well after the retreat that I actually ended up working for her as her personal assistant. So I would email companies on her behalf. Like, she would send me the email template and tell me who I need to contact, and I would email companies for her on her behalf. and just like all types of other like admin tasks I would do for her while she's like out traveling the world. But like, to me, it was such an honor to learn from somebody who was really doing it. And of course, like, she was paying me every month, or every like few weeks she would pay me, and it was my first time making money online, like making money digitally. Like, I remember, like, I went on a little trip and I was still able to help her do what I needed to do for her from my laptop. This changed everything for me. And so I even went, my first time going to New York City by myself. Well, I met up with her when I went there, but like, we went on an influencer trip together. I got to see her interact with these brands, and they gave us like free food and in exchange for her shouting them out, and I like helped her take her pictures, and like, I got the full influencer experience. And I was like, oh my God, you can really make a living doing what you love. You can make a living eating delicious food and telling people about it. You can make a living going to beautiful, amazing, incredible places around the world, recording content about it and putting it out there. Like, this changed everything for me. You can take pictures of yourself and people's outfits, tag them on it on Instagram or YouTube or wherever you tag them, and make money. This changed everything for me. It made me realize that we don't have to do things that we hate for money. A new door had been created, and I was so excited to walk through it. It feels so good. Okay, so yeah, I went to New York for the first time with Dea, had my first influencer experience, got to run around the city with her, taking pictures. We had like backpacks with clothes to change into, and I'm like, wow, this is really what influencers do. This is really what influencers do. This is so cool. And for the first time, I felt like I was really creating my dream life. For the first time, I was creating content that inspired the heck out of me and started to inspire other people as well. I started making YouTube videos about my spiritual awakening. I started making YouTube videos about like the things I was learning, and it just completely changed everything for me. So fast forward, I decide, okay, you know what? I'm gonna give this being a content creator a try. I'm gonna be serious about it. I'm gonna post consistently on YouTube, and I'm gonna post consistently on Instagram. And you know, I did it for a while, and then I realized, like, I don't really know what my thing is. Like, why am I posting? Like, what am I doing, right? And then years later, I had ran into a spiritual creator, Erin Lyons. You guys see her. She's freaking incredible. Like, completely, like, she cracks my mind open as well. And back when she was doing one-on-one consultations, I had paid her to do a consultation, because I'm like, you are so freaking inspiring. You like crack my mind open. Any downloads you receive, please give them to me. I want to work with you. And so in our coaching session, she tells me so much, she gives me so much information, but the one thing that stuck with me from our coaching session was, she said, I see you making manifestation content. I see you doing that. Because I told her I was like confused about like what my path was, what I was supposed to be doing. Like, I like doing social media, but like, what am I supposed to be doing on social media? And she said, Nija, you're supposed to be making manifestation content. And I'm like, okay, wow. And I kind of already was doing that, but it wasn't clear to me. And it took me a little while, like I would say a year of me sitting on that information after she told me. Like, I would make my little motivational videos here and there, but I wasn't like going hard in the manifestation content. Like, she had told me that that was gonna be my thing. This was how I was gonna like really help people. So long story short, fast forward even further, I'm traveling, I'm making content, I'm taking pictures, I'm finally deciding I'm going to create my dream life. I'm going to be an intentional creator of my reality, right? And I guess now we can say I'm here. Now I make videos about manifestation, inspiring and encouraging other women. I am aware now of what I want in life. I want to create my dream life, and I want to help other women do the same. and I'm still into manifestation, spirituality, and all that fun stuff. Like, it sets my soul on fire. I love it. And I've come to the realization that I want to do this too. I realize that I love going on retreats, and I think that it is a part of my divine soul blueprint to host retreats for awakened women, so that we can be face to face, in person, in beautiful destinations and talk about manifestation and creating our dream life together. This is the realization I had. And at first I was very afraid of it, because I'm like, okay, who's gonna come to my retreats if I host them? Am I just being a copycat because I saw, you know, this influencer that I look up to do this and now I want to do it? And then I'm like, there's no such thing as copying other people. People are just showing you what is possible for you. When you see people doing crazy and amazing things with their lives, and it inspires you and turns you on and lights your flame, it is only showing you what is possible for you as well. And so I paid for another coach to tell me exactly what I knew, that I wanted to host retreats. And in this coaching package, this one was with Valerie Love. She's also on YouTube. And we talked about magic, and we talked about making money doing what you love. And in that program, I decided I was going to host retreats. And I was scared out of my mind, because I'm like, again, who's gonna come to my retreat? Are they gonna be able to afford this? Like, who wants to meet me? What is the difference between coming to my retreat and going to someone else's retreat? And then I remembered, I have something to offer that other people don't have. And so do you. Everybody is uniquely different. And you're meant to show up and activate people in your own unique way. And when I came to that realization, I said, I have to stop being afraid and do what I feel as if I've been called to do. So guys, I'm going to start hosting retreats. And if you are interested in going to a Dream Life retreat hosted by me, I want you guys to go to the link down below in the description box. Just give me your email, so that when I host my first retreat, you will be the first to know. Truthfully, and this is what my coach told me, she said, Nija, you really could host your first retreat by the end of this year, 2024. My birthday is December 4th, and I would love to host a retreat for my birthday. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it all together in time for that, but I would love to do it. So my camera is telling me that this video has gotten way too long now, so I'm going to wrap it up here by inviting you guys, if you would be interested in going to a retreat that I host. And destinations will include, like, I don't know, going to Spain, or going to Bali, or going anywhere beautiful, Portugal. Like, I want to go to beautiful destinations, because if you guys follow me on Instagram, which you definitely should, you know I love taking pictures, I love being a content creator, I love showing myself in beautiful places, and I want to create an experience like that for other women as well. And of course, we're going to do workshops in between exploring these beautiful places. So I was thinking about, like, going on a boat ride together, going on an excursion, exploring the city or town that we're in together, having workshops where we talk about manifestation and dream life creation, and creating your dream life. Or if you're creating your own personal brand, we'll do workshops about that. And of course, take lots of pictures in beautiful destinations. I want women who like to take pictures, who like to get dressed up and be beautiful and want to see and explore the world. I want to give you guys the experience that I was given that really changed everything for me. So again, if you're interested in traveling with me, you guys can go down to the link below and give me your name and email, or even in the comments, let me know where would you love to travel if you could go anywhere in the world with me. And I think we should make this happen. We need to make this happen. I've got to make this happen, and I need you guys' help. I need people to show up. So we got to make this happen, okay? that's my story. That's my origin story. Now we're up to date. This is who I am. I'm Nija Sym. This is why I make content, to inspire and encourage awakened women to create their dream lives. And I hope that this video was inspiring to you. I love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me today. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.